Right. So I just came back from the gym and I'm very tired. I had a very long day today. It's been almost 14 hours. I've been up since 7 a.m. today. So yeah, I'm just recording this final video today because I feel like this has been a long due awaited video, uh, because I've been trying to get my business up for past 4 months now, and in the past 4 months, so much has happened that I can't even recount it on my fingers. I feel like I don't just feel scared anymore. To me, like living with this feeling that things are uncertain. I don't know how to pay rent for the next month. I don't know how to run a business. I don't know how to build a software startup. Like I don't know all these things, and things have been so uncertain. For that reason, literally, like I don't think that I feel scared anymore because I'm so numb to the feeling of being scared. I'm so numb to the feeling of that stoicness which has finally like bestowed upon me in a way. Like I'm so grateful for that because I feel like this was a long awaited thing which was supposed to happen. um, because as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you never know when your startup goes to bust, right? You never know who's lying to you, you never know who's cheating on you. It's one of those things which everyone has to go through eventually. So I'm glad that I'm finally in that stage now, so that now when I show up every day, it doesn't really feel like work anymore. It just feels like regular life, because that's what the aim should have been at the start. Like for me to show up every single day, be so consistent that I don't really feel like I am doing anything special. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just doing my regular normal work, and I would much rather do this than anything else literally in the world. I can't think of anything right now which I would rather do than what I'm currently doing. Like building the startup, building this first business, learning from books like these. Like I'm currently reading this book called Startup for Outsiders, and it's such a good book, like for anyone who's building a startup for the first time. So in terms of my startup right now, Influencer Connect, so it's like an AI powered solution for influencers and brands, because right now I feel like the creator economy in this world we live in today is only rising and rising every single year. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, this has become part of like a daily life now. Obviously, like for past 6 years, ever since COVID happened, like it's part of the daily life. Nobody really cares about TVs anymore. Nobody really cares about anything else apart from having this phone which is on you for 10 hours a day. That's like the biggest entertainment factor, and everybody's on it. So you need creators who can market the products, be in front of those eyes which are locked in on a social media app for 10, 18 hours a day literally. Like so that's why I'm entering this in this economy. I'm entering the startup phase because I feel like this is the right time to build in this sector. And if anybody else is building in the sector, feel free to leave a comment. I'll love to reach out, and we can have a chat, because I also think that this was a long awaited thing which I wanted to do. As you guys know, that I thought of this startup and this idea about 2 years ago now. Like it's been 2 years and 2 months now, and ever since that, it's just been refining, getting to know more, learning to do a business rather than actually running a business. Like that earlier stages of uh, learning and continuous development which everybody has to eventually go through. That's the most beautiful part. So that's what I'm going through right now. I feel like at this point, because I trust myself now to show up every single day for work, I finally believe in myself that I can not only just stay in London. I can go to Bali, I can go to Vietnam or some any other South Asian country, and just work from there. Because it's not only like easier to run a startup or run your business when you have less budget to survive, but more budget to in terms of like living a better quality of life. Like in terms of like everything which I do in London, everything I uh, you know in terms of like my quality of life, my cost of life, it's total around 1800 to 2400 pounds a month. That's what the total cost is living in London. But somewhere in Bali, somewhere in Indonesia, it's probably going to cost a lot less than that, at least 30% less than that. So it just makes sense to go to Bali eventually, and get like a hacker house with me and my co-founders, all of us in just one hacker house, and then just build from there. Because it's demo sell build. Like that's the way to build a startup. I read this in the book called The Mom Test. Also, one of the mistakes which I was making when I was doing my startup was, I actually, two of the mistakes which I made was, first mistake was leading on the clients and leading on the people who are on an interview with you. So if you ask someone, would you use this, would you sign up for this, of course at the moment they're gonna say yes out of embarrassment, right? They're probably gonna say yes. They're probably gonna be like, yeah, let's just fucking say yes and just cut the call, you know. Probably they're gonna say yes, and that's how usually my calls were going when I was doing my primary research. But now that I've realized that's like leading someone on, and that's not the perfect way to do primary research, a better question is, would you pre-order this? Would you pay for this right now if I send you the Stripe link? And would you pay for this right now, or $50, or leave wait list or something like that? And would you go forward with this in the future, and then be one of my test pilot candidates? That's like a better question to ask. So that's what I learned recently. The second thing which I was making a mistake on was hiring too late. So it's very beautiful now that I have few people who are believing in this vision. They want to work with me on the startup for at least 1 year. They want to try things out. So that's very, very nice, and I think that's very beautiful. So I would say, uh, because of that, I feel like now that my work has reduced significantly, not like completely, but those things which I spend the whole day doing, like whiteboarding and primary research, reaching out to clients, studying, and like all these like uh, things which I did when I was running my agency as well, and influencer marketing. I was doing all these things, and now that I feel like that work has significantly reduced, because I can delegate that to my team. So get some people who can believe in your vision at the start of the journey, even though it's hard to get people because you don't have any traction, you don't have anything to show for it. Like I didn't really have anything to show for it until last month for Influencer Connect. So that's a good thing. That's what the development is. The final lesson which I kind of want to talk about is, like, you can't force a relationship on anyone, no matter it's a business relationship, no matter it's a like a romantic relationship or family relationship or friendship or anything. You can't force anything on anyone. Because of that, I learned that, and for that reason, even though when I was hiring my own CFO, CMO, COO, CTO, the C-suite for the executives for a company, you can never force anyone to be part of your company if they don't think you as a founder, you as a CEO, you don't have the vision, you don't have the drive, you don't have the courage to take those risks. They won't come on your board. No matter how good you are, no matter how many startups you've exited, like literally, they won't come on board, they won't trust you until they actually believe in the product, they believe in the vision, and they actually know that you're a credible person. Nobody's going to trust you. So yeah, that's what my aim is. Like, I didn't really force anyone to be part of my startup. I gave them a clear choice. I was like, this is my thing right now. For you, like, it's like, I gave them clear vision. Right now I'm not really demanding too much of you. After we raise a pre-seed round, then we can think about you going full-time into the startup. And even after that, like, I'm fine, like, you, as long as you contribute enough, as long as you're doing your job, you can do other things, right? Like, work on another business, build your own business, or do anything, like, as long as it doesn't correlate with anything right now in my startup, and you're able to contribute enough, and then you're able to climb that ladder of getting that equity as well. So, like, I really believe in the people who are working in a company, they should own the company as well, in order to make sure that the stock options, like that, like that's what I'm talking about. So look into stock options if you are building a business, and make sure that the people you're working with, give them an option of, if they reach a certain revenue level, or if they reach a certain customer base, then they can also own a percentage of a company. And that's amazing, because then everybody's going to work harder, everybody's going to be drive, because that's how human beings work. We're not we're not machines, we're not AI. We need to know that, hey, what the company we're working for cares about us, and the founder is not an idiot. Basically, that's what that's what you need to show. And then finally, I would say that in the past 4 months, the biggest lesson which I've actually learned, and the biggest lesson which I feel like I can teach anyone right now, is letting things go in the past and clinging more to what's coming in the future. Because I know that how addicted I was to certain things, certain people, certain relationships. It's kind of crazy that I realized this so late in my life. that you should learn to let things go when things are not working out. Doesn't matter who it is, don't force anything on anyone, just let it go, and things eventually get better. You get better as a person. uh, Things won't get easier. Things are much more difficult right now for me, but because I know that I am becoming more better as a person, I don't really think that it's anybody's fault but mine. When any situation I'm in, like literally, let's say I'm stranded by the side of the road, I can't call an Uber because my phone's dead or whatever. If that's something like that happens, it's my fault, right? Like, it's, you can't force anything on anyone. You can't think like anybody is at fault but you. So that's the best way to live life. Just blame everything on yourself and move on. That's the best way to live life. And time only changes when you change yourself. That's the hook of it. You need to change yourself first, then only time will change. You can't think about uh, being like, let's say you are unemployed, you're looking for a job, or you are building a startup. You can't just think of like, hey, I can just apply for jobs all day and things are gonna happen. No, you need to show that you can provide value. Even if life does not give me a lot of opportunities. I didn't fucking get like a corporate, like a corporate baddie job. Like, I didn't have that. Like, was working a very normal administrative assistant job. I was not getting any offers from JP Morgan, McKinsey, KPMG, whatever. Like, no big four, no investment banks, no, not even a marketing executive position. The thing I studied in the university, no one offered me that. I got a very basic job, and for that, I think I sort of blame myself, because I know that I was incompetent. I knew that I was lacking in certain skills, and for that reason, I always blame, like, obviously the education system is shit, but also you as a person, you need to be good at things, right? If you can provide value, if people can see it in your eyes that you have a certain vision, you're able to show up every single day, you're able to work, and you're actually upskilling. Doesn't matter if you have a job or not, you'll be employed, and you'll be doing good things in about 4 or 5 months, literally. Like, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in all these things which I'm saying right now. I always thought that somebody's going to give me a handout. Look, the world doesn't reward any handouts to anyone, okay? The world's a bit more harsher than that. I think you need to realize that as a person as well, that you will never get any handouts unless you have done amazing things in the past. Like, nature comes back, time come back, and like, all these things come back to you if you're a good person. But usually the world doesn't hand out anything. Like, you have to own things by yourself. You need to be worthy of the money you earn. You need to be worthy of the status you have. So that's it. That's pretty much all the lessons which I can give you. Get back to your work, and good luck with everything, because I'm watching from afar and I'm rooting for you, like always. And if you're building a startup, then drop me a DM. I'll leave my LinkedIn on the description, and we can have a chat. Yeah. All right. Take care.